maybe that is what led into me managing the finances in our relationship too, because, when you're a new couple and you're getting together, it takes time to learn people's strengths and areas of opportunity. And so I think that when I found out, oh, we're overdrafting bank accounts. Oh no, what's happening here? And so that's when we're able to say, okay, let's bring it together. Especially, this is a hard subject too. Not every married couple intermingles finances, right? So you have to have real trust. Welcome to Keys and Chemistry, where love meets legacy and real life meets real estate.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Jessica. And together we're building more than just businesses. We're building a life, a family, and a legacy.
This podcast is about what it really takes to win together.
The conversations, the challenges, the growth, and the strategies behind building wealth and strong relationships. Because who you build with matters. Let's get into it. If you can't talk about money, you're not ready to build wealth together. My upbringing didn't really include a whole lot of conversations about money besides make sure you make a lot of it and save it. That's kind of where it ended, was making sure that, you're a good steward to the money that you're bringing in, that you're saving your money. We were always raised around making sure you have a rainy day fund, making sure you have money put away for unforeseen things. But we didn't really talk in depth about investments or anything on that level. It was just work hard and save your money and spend responsibly.
Only words I was taught about money was from my big cousin. She said, if anybody ever asks you for money, say no, because they're either going to give you some or ask you for some. And if you say yes, it's going to mess that up. So just say no, you don't have none.
I guess that's a good philosophy. I ain't got it, right?
Right.
And I think that's a big thing in our community, right? We weren't really taught how to invest money in most households, right? Especially in urban households. That just wasn't a topic of discussion. So for Steven and I can speak for myself, we're first generational, wealth builders, I would say, true wealth. And so for us, we've just been really intentional about the conversations that we have with our kids to make sure that, each generation gets better. We're grateful for where we come from and the lessons that were instilled in us, but making sure that we continue that legacy and take it to the next level.
I agree with you.
When our kids make money, they put it in their little piggy bank savings accounts, and they like to do money-making activities. So I think the conversations are working, but we teach the kids the value of money by showing they have to work for it. So we don't just give them money, they have to earn it. So I'm not going to sit here in front and act like they have consistent chores, but we're getting there. They are a little privileged, but we're getting there. Layla likes to wash the dishes, believe it or not, but that's because she's 7, right? And it's not enforced. But I have a feeling if it's enforced, that might change. But she likes to wash the dishes, or we'll have her do little things, and Jacob, around the house, making sure the island in the kitchen is cleared off each night. And they do that for a week consistently. They'll make some money on Friday. So I think we're starting to implement little things like that. And Jacob's responsibility is taking out the trash. He's the man of the house kind of thing. So I think we do things like that to show them how to make money, and then showing them the importance of saving it. They have little piggy banks that are little ATM machines. So it gives them the concept of putting money in the bank when they make their money. Carter, he has no respect for money. He rips it up and all that kind of stuff. So he's 4.
Little pieces. Too.
I know, little, yeah. He's not there yet, but he's a work in progress. He's the baby, so.
I mean, I agree with you. I just don't want them to get to the point where they're doing household things and expect money. But they think they do pretty good.
So being that I'm the money manager in the house, we operate from a philosophy of pay yourself first. So every time we get, a paycheck or money into the house, I make sure that some of that money goes into a savings account, some goes into the stock market, to make sure that, we stay living within our means, but we're always putting money up and making sure that the money we're bringing in is making more money for us. But then also ensuring that we have money in our checking account for fun, because you have to have a life. We're not put on this earth to just work, right? And so it's making sure that we're paying ourselves, paying into our savings accounts, paying into our investment accounts. So that way that money continues to work and make more money for us while still having funds to have a life, outside of work and for our kids. And then we also save for our kids in each paycheck too. And that's kind of what we do to ensure that we're being financially responsible. What has been so helpful helpful for us in being able to relate with our clients is that we all have to start somewhere, right? No one just popped out and had a perfect financial background. We had to learn some lessons along the way. And then those lessons and experiences are things that have helped us guide our clients because we've been there. We're speaking from a place of experience. Even though my mom told me save money and all those good things, when I went out to college, I'm a college student, right? I'm getting credit card offers, all kinds of stuff. And my mom is not in Florida with me. So I'm swiping because I got credit. And so it's like I wasn't responsible with those swipes when I was in college. And so when I graduated, I had like about $18,000 in credit card debt just because I didn't understand the concept of, hey, you're swiping, but you have to pay that back and it adds up and the interest is added to that. And so that was a lesson I had to learn through that. So going forward, as I got older, I understood what financial responsibility was with credit cards. Even though it's a credit card, you still have to pay that back. You still want to make sure you're not overextending yourself because the interest rates on credit cards are really high. And those aren't things I thought about in college, but those are lessons that I had to learn. And making sure that we're paying things on time, and we can't just ignore the bill collectors and hang up on them because that credit report is showing that that's what we're doing, right? And so for me, as I got older, married, had kids, things like that, the choices that I made personally for myself and our family didn't just impact me, but it impacted my kids. And so that right there, it makes you move a little bit different because you have to lead by example and make sure that you're putting your family in a good position financially.
And a lot of my mistakes were probably just not making enough money. And like times that I maybe not had enough money to pay a bill or do something, instead of saying something like I probably should have, I'll just overdraft my account. Things like that are the things that I had to learn. Like that's not okay. You can't keep doing that. And like we're a team. So if it's a time that I don't have something, that's when I go to her and I may have to humble myself and let her know I don't have it at this point. Can you help? So that was just something that I had to learn.
Oh yeah, maybe that is what led into me managing the finances in our relationship too, because when you're a new couple and you're getting together, it takes time to learn people's strengths and areas of opportunity. And so I think that when I found out, oh, we're overdrafting bank accounts. Oh no, what's happening here? And so that's when we're able to say, okay, like let's bring it together, especially this is a hard subject too. Not every married couple intermingles finances, right? So you have to have real trust and to say, hey, we're going to put our money together. We're one, and what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. And when we first got together, Stephen was 40-hour working. I was commissioned. So our incomes are a little bit different. Now
They were a lot different.
they were different, but now it's like, we're both making really, really good money. And so, but it took time to grow and do that together. And so I think that that's another important concept in relationships of, if the love was strong enough to get married, the love has to be strong enough to have trust in one another that we're both going to do what's in the best interest of what we're building. So there should be no issue with commingling and building this thing together. And I think that's what's helped us be successful, because we don't operate from a yours and mine's. This is a ours and us.
It was hard, but it was either figure it out or keep getting yelled at about it. So and cuss and all kind of stuff. So, but yeah, so it was either deal with this one or deal with this one. So I chose to deal with that one to benefit everybody. You're gonna have to deal with one of them. Which one you want to deal with?
I'd rather not get cussed out, so I'm gonna go ahead. When we first met, I just knew he was the person for me. So I never really had to second guess commingling anything, because when someone has your best interests at heart, you don't really worry about what could go wrong, so to speak, if that makes any sense at all. So I never really had that fear, but I have talked to some people who do have those concerns. So I think it's go with your gut. You know what's best for you. But if you're having those sort of reservations, then there's probably a bigger root to that issue. So I think that you just have to do what's comfortable for you in your situation.
I was resistant to the idea when she first brought it to me, but it didn't have anything to do with her, just my past and how I was brought up. I don't trust people with my money. I don't trust people with my money. It's mine. And so, like she said, we're a team. Where it's us. It's not yours and mine. It's us and ours. I just had to figure that part out, and then I mean, it was hard, but it's been working out.
That's
Long
crazy.
as I make the money, then there's just no problem.
Oh, but there's problems if you don't make the money. Okay. I like that, but I didn't know that you felt that way. So that was cool to hear that today. Like, cause I was like, he just trusts me with everything, all the coins. He doesn't ask me no questions. So I thought that was easy for you. So that's interesting to hear. Who you work with matters at home too. I say this in business all the time, but it matters even more in your relationship. I think that's so important just in life, who you choose to go in partnership with, whether it be in business and at home, because it's such a vital part of the business, right? Like that person is your cheerleader, they are your shoulder. And so you just want to make sure it's the right person. And even for clients, right? Choosing the right people to represent you, to work with. You want to make sure that they're people that you can trust, people that can be your shoulder, people that can be your counsel, that guide you in the direction that you're looking to go in, help you accomplish the goals that you're after. So I think this is such a big, important topic.
I agree. I mean, it matters professional and at home. You have to make sure you choose the person that has your best interest at heart. Me, I'm just there for whenever she needs. Like when she has long days and she may need a little cocktail at the end. I'm just there to make that. Sometimes I like to try to do things that she needs before she asks for them. So just knowing your partner.
I love to support his dreams and admiration and or ambitions. What is the word for it? Like, I don't know. I like to be his biggest cheerleader because he's very laid back and chill. Sometimes that can be perceived differently by people who don't truly know him. I don't know if you heard that saying that like I'm not going to butcher it, but a person, a few words, but when they speak, people listen. That's what makes me think of my husband. He's not loud like me. He's very quiet. So when he does speak up and say things, it's usually going to be something of value. Sometimes people have perceived that as, oh, he doesn't know. It's not that he doesn't know, it's just not the right time for him to speak up, if that makes any sense. He inspires me because I'm very reactionary and he's very calm and chill and even keel. It takes a lot to pull some, not emotion, but it takes a lot to get him riled up. I'm really good at that, but an outsider probably not so much. So I just love to be his cheerleader and I love to see him crush goals. He is just one of the hardest working men that I know. Like he gets up at the crack of dawn, gets our kids ready for school, takes them to school, comes back home, gets on his laptops, starts negotiating deals, pulling together houses to go show clients. And then he picks the kids up from school, brings them home, does homework, does dinner sometimes. He cooks, y'all. He knows how to cook. I've taught him well. He cooks good food. And, just all the things people don't get to see, the sides of him that they don't get to see. It's just an honor for me to be able to see them. So I'll always be his biggest cheerleader. And by the way, I just don't sit around all day. He does do a lot, but I do a lot too. So I just want to put that out there. But yeah, I think that we do a good job of reading each other and making sure that both of us have what each other needs. I think when you take those attributes and look at them from a professional aspect, we can do the same things with our clients. Kind of when you learn their personality, you know what they need before they know they need it, or you'll be able to sense that they're concerned about something so you can address those concerns before they even tell you they're a concern. When you know what their biggest fears are when it comes to home ownership, you can help navigate those emotions. Because I think what a lot of people fail to realize in real estate and lending, you're just not a real estate agent or a lender. You're a counselor, you're a yard person sometimes on the real estate side. I mean, you do it all. Like you help couples that are buying a house together navigate the emotions and communication with each other. I mean, you just kind of do it all. It's not just a matter of writing a contract or presenting numbers and talking about a monthly payment. You really get to know your clients and what's important to their family. You learn about what their future goals are to make sure that they're buying the appropriate type of property, making sure that they're comfortable with that monthly payment. Because like we talked about couples and money, You don't want people overextending themselves, and it creates issues in the relationship. So, I mean, it gets deep.
It's just basically knowing your client, asking them the right questions, and knowing how to make them feel comfortable. And part of that is knowing what will ruffle their feathers. So kind of realizing that point and avoiding it before you get there, basically.
I think that when choosing professionals to work with, it's good to work with people that have kind of been through all the different waves of life because they can meet you where you are. Um, I mean, from the good to the bad, right? And so I always say people that have higher levels of production and performance, they have more at bats. And the more at bats a person has, the more experience and exposure they've had to different scenarios, which means they can help you navigate anything that may come your way during that transaction. So I think it's important to work with professionals that have massive amounts of experience for all walks of life, right? From your multi-million dollar purchase properties to your first time home buyers to your investors. Just people that have a diverse portfolio and that basically can service any need that may arise during the experience or transaction. I think one of the beautiful things about our story is we've been through all the different seasons of life, right? Well, not all of them, maybe because we still have a long way to go, but we've been through enough of the seasons of life. And I think that's one of our strong points when we're working with clients and being able to help them navigate from the, hey, I've made some mistakes financially with credit and things to, hey, you can still become a homeowner and we'll help get you there. And kind of create a roadmap, one that's realistic and comfortable and easily obtainable. And before you know it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm a homeowner. This happened for me, because we've got lots of stories like that. Time for the key and the chemistry. The key, communication isn't optional. It's the foundation.
Chemistry, I appreciate how you always push us to grow even when it's uncomfortable. If this episode added value, make sure you share it with someone who's building something bigger.
And don't forget, it all starts with the right strategy and the right team. Because who you build with matters. This is Keys and Chemistry, and we'll see you next episode.